Hey everyone, hope they're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all this stuff, looking for potential investment opportunities and sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community. We did just go through a question and answer session. It's been posted on the website, and we went through evaluating stocks and what moves stocks in terms of prices and stuff like that for this past Q&A. We still have a special coupon code. Special is the coupon code. If you'd like to join, description link below for those specials. All right, let's dive in, take a look. Starting with the DXY, and DXY is holding steady at this time. You can see that we've just been holding steady the past day or two, but this still looks good to continue lower as we've got the stair-step inverted flag patterns going on. We are up against a little bit of support, this guy going across here that we are on top of. We'll see if we can break through this support region down here, and if we can go down, or are we going to go back up with an increasing interest rate environment? We don't know yet. Looking at the 2-year yield, obviously that's been pulling back, down 0.55%. And it looks very similar to the 10-year and the 30-year. We haven't blown through this support level yet, but we're watching. If this blows down, that could be a leading indicator that people are running into bonds. And a lot of the times, if the 2-year is dropping like a rock, that could indicate that a slowdown is coming. And that's what we've seen in history, is whenever these start to drop like a rock, it's been a problem. Generally, a recession, slowdown, whatever you want to call it, occurs. 10-year yield, we have pulled back today 0.7%, but we are still above. Zoom in there, buddy. There we go. Still above this pattern here. We've got support. So a lot of the times what occurs is you get a breakout and then a retest and then the continuation higher. So we'll see. I'm going to remain open to whatever comes, and we'll see what happens here. We also have the 30-year that's sitting on top of support, down today, down 0.5%. We are above this area, broke right through it, bam, slicing, samurai sword slicing through butter there. And then this is your return retest move. And you can draw this differently. I drew this kind of immediately, but it could be any sort of these variations. You could also draw it like this, saying that it is a breakout retest going on, which is probably the most likely case. TYX, TNX ratio up a little bit. That generally is a tailwind for gold as this increases upward. And with yields pulling back, we had a flat dollar. It's the most powerful when this goes up and the dollar goes down. That's when you get the big moves. TLT, we are up a little bit in bond prices, up 0.3% on this 20-year. We do have a little bit of resistance that we're trying to break through. The 2 and 10, flirting with a inversion of the curve, heading higher, and that's the momentum at the moment. So kind of a weird setup. We've got interest rates pulling back, and we've got the curve wanting to go up a little bit in the short term. Gold up $12.50 an ounce. We are up against this resistance that I drew a while back. So there we are, and maybe we can break through it. Now, I'm not here in the game to play the short-term market movements, even though I'm making comments on it. I think we are going to go higher over the long term. Could we consolidate for a little bit? We could, but I think there'll be shorter consolidations. So if I were to grab this guy, which I think is the beginning of the bull market towards the end of the bull market, I think what is occurring is something that looks similar, similar to maybe that's kind of what I see there. I'm trying to find where this, if there was a pause last time. It's not really a pause there, um, like last time where we have this pattern that we're just breaking out. You could also make a case where this move is similar to, it's going to be something like, here, let me grab it one last time, guys. Sorry about this. We'll get the breakout move from the breakout. So something on the lines of this. And maybe we get some sort of, you know, pause or consolidation. That could occur, but I don't think they're going to be big ones. They're not going to be like the one that we just broke out of. So I'm still very bullish on gold, and I'm very bullish on silver and all the rest. Silver also up against this kind of resistance. It depends on what time frame you use. If you back out to like the 6-month, draw it on a line chart, and then kind of squeeze it down here. So yeah, we've got some tops there. We can also use the 12-month there, where they kind of squeeze up against this resistance, and we're breaking through that. So silver looks really good. I think it's a good long-term play here, and we'll see if we can get some momentum generated. Right now, we were down 1%, but it still is good on the longer term. We just had a down day. That's all it is. Platinum down 1.3. We're back within this pattern here, but we've got a large, kind of bigger move upward with the large green candlesticks, and we've got a smaller pullback. So not a ton of selling pressure. So I think this is going to break out at some point here to the upside. So we are well positioned for a move upward. And then palladium. Palladium's kind of the off. This one's more of an off metal. It does real well when with the markets a lot of the times, but had a pretty big selling pressure day to day, down 5% for palladium. Still above support. GDX up a little bit, GDXJ up a little bit, and SILJ up, down 0.09%. And again, I think SILJ is it's forming this big pattern, which is a launching pad eventually. And GDXJ is already broken out of its resistance pad, and GDX is already the furthest along in this pattern with a double bottom, breakout flag, and then a breakout upwards. So these all look good to continue higher. XE to gold ratio, we're still at incredibly low levels. And right now we're at one of the lowest levels for this particular ratio, probably in its history almost. Real good value in the gold and silver mining companies. And you know what comes along with good value? Everybody hating it. In order for this to be a good investment, you need everyone to hate it. And it seems like everyone hates it, the gold and silver mining companies. So that's good. That's where we want to be. Crude oil up 0.6% today. It gapped lower and came up throughout the day. Not a bearish candlestick today. If it was bearish, you'd see follow through to this selling pressure day on Friday. So good news is that we didn't have the follow through, and we'll see where this goes over the next few trading sessions. TTF gas down slightly, coming towards the bottom end of support, and we are getting that support. Wick at the bottom and a reversal throughout the day. And I can't really see it there, but you can see here that's the tag in the support and then a reversal on up. So that looks good. And we'll see if there's any follow through tomorrow. Natural gas in America down 5%, back to the support level. Now we're sitting on top of the trend here. There's a lot of resistance and support there, resistance at this time. So there's going to be some selling pressure. And that's what we're encountering all through here. Eventually, that selling pressure will abate as the buyers overwhelm the sellers, and we'll see where this can push to the upside. XOP, yeah, you know me, down slightly today, not much follow through, still above support, and still underneath this sticky neckline resistance. I do expect this to break eventually to the upside, or if there is some sort of recession or problem, then I would expect plan number 2 to be engaged, where we can flip this and we'll get a move similar to that. we might get a little spike down. It will scare everyone. Everyone will get super bearish. They'll probably say in the comment section, Andy, you're wrong. And then the slingshot occurs. First wave, third wave, and then the fifth wave, or something on the lines of that, where we get a big move higher, way up to the upside. OIH down slightly, down 0.6%. We had a breakout of this kind of consolidation to the downside. It is possible that the move preceding this, well, usually what it is, there's two ways to kind of calculate it. You can take this, grab it, and then just move it over. That's kind of your projected move, potentially. But with these short-term patterns, it's not a big deal. We'll probably bottom here at some point and turn on up. Newcastle Coal Futures trying to find a bottom. We're trading sideways here, right above support. The support is the upper trend line back here. We'll see if we find it. Patience here, pretty good price. Still downside momentum is behind it at the moment. We have to turn that around. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, we are down 0.19%. We do have a little wick at the bottom. I've been seeing a lot of uranium comments on Twitter, and here we are at a potential buy point almost, is what I would say, or even where it's at. It doesn't look that bad. Uranium futures pricing sideways, still above a massive breakout. You could say the breakout, there's a little bit of support resistance there and a lot more down here. URA down slightly, down 1.5%, getting a little wick at the bottom there. We do have some support being engaged back here. We'll see if there's more follow through or not. The momentum is to the downside at the moment. And then URNM also down 0.66%. Looking back, I'm looking to the left for support. There's a lot of support all through here. So we've got support there. And then URNJ, another one that's got some support through this region all through here. So I have a feeling that we're probably going to try to turn here soon. And that's what I would be looking for. I'd be looking for potential downtrend lines where we start to break to the upside. And that would be a good entry point because everyone and their mom is bearish on uranium, at least on Twitter, and they're starting to argue with each other like little kids. So that's generally when I like to buy, is when people start blaming others. Copper down slightly. We're up against this resistance. There's the resistance. You can see all the wicks of the candlesticks. Somebody doesn't want this to break out, but I think eventually we will take a run at it. We'll see, but we're back within the pattern. And then COPX down slightly, back within this channel. And then bigger, longer term view, this is where we've been playing up here, which is sitting on top of a support structure. Iron ore up slightly, looks good to take off at any point. We'll see if that starts to run. Aluminum still hasn't broken out of this dang resistance line. It's just grinding super hard. This is grinding like a beast, right up on it. Nickel down slightly, still chopping sideways here in a double bottom inside of a double bottom. Gotta like that. A booty squared bottom. Moo up slightly, and we are still in this retest pattern deal going on. Falling wedge, these generally work their way on up. So that looks good to go higher. Emerging markets down 1.5%, getting a little bit of a reversal here in emerging markets today. Pretty strong sell-off for emerging markets with a sideways dollar and weaker yields. KRE down slightly, down 0.73%. Nothing to worry about yet. But if we break through this blue line there, that's when I would start to worry that it could be a potential, we could see a bigger pullback, put it that way. Tan down slightly and moving and chopping sideways. The never-ending story there. Lithium down 0.8, but still looks good. We're on top of a lot of this support, on top of the pattern. It looks good. REMX also down a little bit right on support. Baltic Dry Index continuing to move higher, looking good. We've got XHB, the home builders, slightly lower today. Looks like it's trying to hold on, but the momentum is down. We've got a ugly looking bearish engulfing candlestick there and not much of a bounce today. We also have a rising wedge before it, which is bearish. Russell 2000 down 0.8% or so. We've got the S&P down 0.5, still above support, and the NASDAQ down 1.2%. Could we lose the NASDAQ and get jiggy with it to the downside? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this starts to sell off and what follow through it has. SMCI down 8%. That's following this bearish engulfing and wicks at the top. There's some strong selling pressure there. NVIDIA down 3%, still above support. We'll see if it holds. We've got the ugly bearish engulfing candlesticks all through here. That's generally distribution. We could go lower, and we'll see if the follow through is there. Bitcoin down 1.8%. Kind of surprised that this didn't break higher, but we're getting some selling pressure here. Big reds are coming in. Now will support hold if we continue to get follow through. Ethereum getting kicked in the nuts, 6% down. Kind of a bearish engulfing of all these candlesticks before it. That's a setup that has potential to go lower at this exact moment. And we'll see if there's follow through. MicroStrategy down 5.74%. We're still within this kind of pattern at the moment, and we'll see what happens. No breakout or anything like that. Generally, if it is a consolidation, what we'll see is a 3-hump consolidation. And then we could zigzag a little bit and then go. This is a 3-hump consolidation too. And then the zigs. And then the zags. So we'll see if that works out that way. I'll leave it in there. Maybe it plays out that way. And then the VIX is up a little bit since the S&P was down. Are we going to get a spike in the VIX? It is possible. You can kind of throw kind of a little bit of a squeeze going on here, and maybe we'll break out of it eventually, and maybe the S&P goes lower, kind of like these other previous times in history. This is the move on up from 06 on upward and the breakout. We've got another move here in 2020. This is your yen carry trade that everyone was losing sleep over. But that's what I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Special with the coupon code if you'd like to join. We've got a midweek update that will be coming out for Wednesday. And then we flip-flop to the Saturday question and answer session at 7 a.m. Mountain Time coming up. But that's what I've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.